Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're all doing well and having a wonderful week. As always, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for all of your love and support for me and for my channel. You all rock. You're all just so amazing, and I'm so humbled by all of the love that you send to me, so thank you so much. I'm doing okay today. I feel a little low energy and a little bit of brain fog today. I don't know. I've been sleeping the best last week, so please bear with me. Like I said, feeling a little low energy. I don't know how you're all feeling, but I feel the universal energy's been off, and I haven't been getting the most restful night's sleep. So I'm excited to answer your questions today. Before I get into your questions, I have an announcement to make. It's not set in stone yet. I'm pretty sure that next Tuesday afternoon, I'm going to be doing my first live stream on my channel with a special guest. I'm not sure the format, if we're going to be doing political and spiritual questions or mini personal readings. We might do a little bit of both. But if it's not going to be this Tuesday, it'll be the following Tuesday, but I will let you all know ahead of time, probably Sunday or Monday. So I'm excited about that. And let's go ahead and jump right into your questions, okay? So my first question is from Sherry. And she asks, "Hi Kevin, please tell us your tarot story. How did you learn about tarot, and what happened to make you take tarot seriously enough to trust what it was telling you?" I bought a deck back in 1999, trying to find my way towards a better life. I like it when a tarot reading sings to me. Does not always happen, but when it does, I almost cry. I am so grateful to have tangible evidence of spirit knowing and communicating. I tend to get better answers when I ask questions for my grown son. He never asks, he's too practical, but if he has a care or concern that is pressing, I have shared the reading with him in an email a couple of times, and it always amazes me how after the fact I see what the messages are behind the cards that turn up. Well, that's interesting. Well, Sherry and everyone, I started my tarot journey a little bit before the 2016 election. Like I said before, I was always very empathic and sensitive as a kid, and it really kind of scared me, so I shut my gifts off for the longest time. And then I had a lot of childhood trauma and a lot of depression in my younger adult years. So it was really working on my spiritual growth that really pulled me out of that and helped me develop my gifts again and turn them back on. For me, I started tarot a little bit before the 2016 election. I just felt this urge to start learning, and I'd always been really fascinated with psychics and mediums and tarot readers before that. I always just found it really fascinating and something that piqued my interest. So yeah, I taught myself how to read tarot cards in the 2016 election. And I feel like for me, especially when I first started, the cards didn't always sing to me like they did with you. And I think it's because I was a little bit too much in my head trying to remember the card meanings. And once you just let go of that and you just know a basic understanding of the cards, try not to overthink it and let your intuition come in, and you can really feel the energy off the cards from the pictures. So that's my advice for you. I haven't, since my Reiki attunement earlier this year, I felt my gifts really expand. And so I haven't even been pulled as much to tarot as I used to be. Even my last reading, I don't think I used any cards. So I like to use the cards, especially in personal readings, because I feel like you can get a lot more information with the tarot. But I've just been pulled more towards using my clairvoyancy and my clairsentience, my knowing, and even my empathic skills. really feeling into energies, that's what's benefited me the most. But thank you so much for your question. I was glad to share my tarot story with you all. All right. Sorry, I had a few from my last video that I wanted to make sure I covered. Okay. So KS asks, do you see a time when we will be able to fly again without masks, or will this continue for a long time? I don't feel the masks are going to be around forever, but I do feel another 2, maybe 3 years. Not everybody's going to wear the masks, but I see a lot of people just really waking them up and continuing to wear masks, especially during flu seasons once the virus slows down. They've been doing that in Asia for a long time because they've had quite a few pandemics. So I do see this really changing a lot of people. Mask being mandatory, I feel like 2-3 years for air flights. So, all right. Patty asks, hello Kevin, hope you're doing well. Why is Merrick Garland holding back on indicting Trump? Glenn Kirshner is really getting to the point where he's not believing in Garland anymore. I've said it before. I feel Garland is really, he's trying to make sure that he has all of his evidence in a row and that it's really ironclad before he goes after Trump. He doesn't want it to seem political. I feel that he's a little hesitant as well. I feel like he's really hoping for some of the state investigations to ramp up and start sharing more of their news on Trump and the Trump organization. But he's gonna get there. He just wants to make sure that everything is in a row, all the evidence is really there and really strong so that he has a really strong case to make. So he doesn't come off as being partisan. Stephanie Turner asks, do we need to be concerned with the banking industries? News has been somewhat concerning. Yeah, it has been, especially with this debt ceiling issue. I'm not feeling a recession, but I do feel the economy's starting to dip a little bit. I feel into the fall and into the winter time, it's gonna dip a little bit, and we're gonna see prices raised with the inflation rates. But I'm feeling next spring, summer, it's gonna get a lot better. I don't know if I have another question on the US debt ceiling, but what I was getting, and we already kind of saw it get postponed, but what I really feel that changed McConnell's mind was the Democrats threatening to get rid of the filibuster rules for that, and that terrifies him. And I feel like it's going to be close to passing. It's going to be close to the date. I mean, we're going to see a lot of news on it again when it comes back up in December, and it's going to be a last minute. So there's going to be a lot of stress and commotion about it. But I do feel like the Democrats are telling McConnell that if he doesn't want to raise the debt ceiling, they're not using the reconciliation, and that they will change the filibuster rules. And I think he will come together. I know that Manchin hasn't said he said publicly that he didn't support the rule change, but I think that's just like his public persona. I do think that if the U.S. economy was going to default, I do think that he would change his tune and change the filibuster rules, at least for the debt ceiling. So, and I think McConnell knows that, and that's why he caved. So, yeah, I see it being a little slow fall into the winter and picking back up next year, the economy. So, Deb O asks, what do you see, what will bring Prime Minister Boris Johnson down? He's an utter embarrassment and full of lies. Thank you. I feel a lot of big things coming out with these Pandora Papers, and I think that what we saw is just the beginning. I really think a lot of leaked documents is what's going to bring him down. And I don't know when he's up for re-election. but I'm almost feeling that he won't even make it to re-election, that he'll resign beforehand. We're going to see a lot of big, high-profile people in a lot of trouble from these leaks, and that's coming up more in the next couple of months. So, oh, I just moved that. Hold on one sec. Patty asks, is the booster shot a good thing? I'm feeling that yes, it is safe. And I feel like it will actually help give us a better immunity against catching the virus. It's, especially with this Delta, the viral load is really heavy in it, so the boosters weren't adjusted enough to prevent getting it. But I'm not feeling, even with, I think with the regular vaccines and not the boosters, I think it was enough for most people not to get really deathly sick. But I see the boosters just helping not get people as sick as what they were even getting before. So yeah, I don't see anything concerning about the booster shots. Carrie G asks, will Matt Gaetz get convicted? He stalled again to give more information. Thank you, Kevin. You know, in the summertime, I really felt that there was going to be really big news coming up for Matt Gaetz, and then all of a sudden something changed, and I still see him going to jail. He'll be convicted. I just think that it pushed back the timeline a little bit, but yeah, I definitely see Matt Gaetz getting convicted, and it feels like he's going to get, I'm seeing the number 5, so I'm thinking like 5 years. And I do feel a slight connection with Jeffrey Epstein. I know other people have said that. I don't feel like it was a huge connection, but there was definitely some kind of connection between the two. I think that might have been what delayed it, them not wanting to share a lot of the Epstein information just yet. So yes, I do see him getting convicted. She also wants to know, will the Republican Party survive in the future? I think I had another question similar to that. What I have always seen was that even before the 2020 election, that Democrats were going to win, Joe Biden was going to be president, and I just saw the party getting crazier and crazier, and it's going to get to a point where they can't win elections anymore, and we're going to see that in the 2022 midterm elections, that I'm not sure if it's that election or if it's the following election, but I feel, you know, enough Republicans are going to have enough and know that they can't win being such an extremist political party. And then it's going to kind of fracture into two parties. You're going to have the crazy extremists and then the more conservatives that actually have a conscience, that are standing up. So we are going to see a split in that party. We also kind of see a split in the Democratic Party as well, and we've seen that with the progressive and the more moderate Democrats. But I feel like the Democratic Party is going to stay together for a little while before we see that split. I think in the next 10 or 15 years, it's not even going to be a two-party system. We're going to have multiple parties because people are so divided politically and what really motivates them to vote. So we're not going to see just a two-party system. I'm feeling like a four-party system. So that would be interesting to see. But I feel like that's a while off. I think like 10, 15 years, somewhere around there. And I've already answered this question, but Ms. Shea Kitty asks, will the Democrats hold the House and Senate in the 2022 elections? And the answer is yes. I'm feeling that the Democrats in the House will probably have around an 11-seat advantage, give or take. I'm feeling, I don't know why the number 11 came up in my head. So I'm feeling like about 11. And I'm feeling for the Senate, the Democrats will have anywhere between, I'm thinking a 4 or 5 seat advantage. So that will definitely give us a lot more power to get some stuff done after the midterms. And stuff will get done after the midterms. We'll see. Someone says, what do you see happening with Mitch McConnell's plan to block the Democrats raising the debt ceiling? I already kind of answered that. He's gonna fold because he's afraid of Democrats changing the filibuster rules to get that passed. Earth Mama asks, love your channel, Kevin. Thank you so much. She has a couple questions. Her first question is, will scientists ever realize and understand the concept of dark energy? Thing that's like dark matter energy. I think they recognize it already. They don't understand it right now. And I feel like it's a long time off before they do fully understand it and are able to manipulate it. I'm feeling like at least 50 years, so. And that might be something that our ET friends are trying to prevent us from getting the energy as well right now, that we're not ready for it. So it feels a while off. Her second question is, I think what people hate the most about this time is uncertainty. Will we find some security during this time of evolution and cultural change? Yeah, definitely. It's very uncertain times, and that's why people are so scared and anxious and even angry. And I think it's really important to really try to rise above those low vibrational feelings and really come from a place of love, even though it's hard sometimes. Even with a lot of these extremist Republicans, the most that we can do is just send them love and hope that they can change their ways and that they can see things clearly and from our point of view and in a more loving way. I know that's not something everybody wants to hear, but when we hurt ourselves when we get so angry or so fearful and anxious. I mean, that's why I don't watch the news all that much anymore. I might watch it for a few hours in the morning when I wake up, and then I let it go, and I don't dwell on all that fear. The news is just trying to create all that fear mongering, and it really lowers our vibrations, so I really try to rise above that personally. I do see the times for a while being really uncertain, but I do see in the next 5 to 10 years, and I think that even with the virus, in a lot of ways, it's divided us and made things a lot more polarized, but at the end of the day, it will bring us all back together. So I do see us coming back together and things not being so divided in about 5 to 10 years, okay? Oh, and this was kind of like what I just answered with the Republican Party. She wants to know if the Republicans will wake up in time to save themselves. I feel like the next 2 or 3 presidential elections, I'm thinking like the next 8 to 12 year period, the Democrats are going to be in control, at least the presidency. I see both houses staying under Democratic control for the next couple midterm elections as well. So Democrats are going to be in power for a while, and that's going to give the Republicans time to rebrand, and they'll become a better party afterwards, but it's going to take some time, probably about a decade, 8 to 10 years. All right, and I have a couple more questions. Deb O asks, what did Ed Mullins, the NYPD union boss, do wrong that warranted his home to be raided and his subsequent resignation? Thank you. I'm not really sure who that is, but let me see what my guides can tell me. There was some kind of corruption there. He doesn't feel like he's a really good person, and yeah, I see the words corruption. I think he was caught stealing money or misappropriating funds. I see fraud as well. I'm not really familiar on him or who he is, so, but I'm feeling that there was evidence that was released on some kind of corruption that he did. It feels like misappropriating funds or and fraud. So hopefully that answers your question. JR wants to know if the Clintons' relationship is real. Is it a business arrangement? Bill has been linked to other women, and truthfully, so is Hillary. Well, I think it depends on what you consider a real relationship is. Do I feel like a lot of really loving soulmate energy between the two? Not necessarily. But I see more of like a really good friendship between the two of them and a lot of mutual respect between the two of them. They do love each other. I just don't see them having the typical, maybe monogamous relationship. But there is a lot of love between the two and a lot of mutual respect. I don't really know if I feel, I think Hillary really likes powerful women, but I don't know if I feel like a lesbian vibe by her personally, but yeah, Bill's definitely been with other women, and yeah, he's a little bit of a wanderer, so, but no, there is a lot of love there, and a lot of mutual respect, so I just wouldn't say that their relationship is a typical one. Gail asks, here's another general interest question. Justin Willman is a magician. Does he have extraordinary powers or just a very good manipulator? Also another magician, David Blaine. Some speculate he is an ET. What do you see? I haven't heard of the first guy, Justin Willman. But what I get with him is that he is an entertainer, so I'm not sure if he does other things other than being just a magician, but I feel like he's a real good entertainer. When it comes to having extraordinary powers, I don't believe that. I just think he's a really great entertainer. Now, when it comes to David Blaine, I do feel some extraordinary powers with him. And yeah, I just think he's very advanced. I definitely feel like maybe the ET thing kind of resonates with me a little bit. I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely feel David Blaine has some mysterious powers to him. So, I don't know, that's a really interesting question. First guy, I'm not feeling the same kind of energy as David Blaine. I feel like he's a really good entertainer, almost like a comedian. Like I see him making people laugh, and I think he's just a really good showman. So, and my last question that you submitted was Andrew Yang just started a new party called Forward Party. Will it be successful in U.S. politics, or is just his wishful dreams? You know, the funny thing about Andrew Yang is I really see him taking off in politics in probably about a decade's time. I think his ideas were a little too soon for our time. But in about a decade, I really see him starting to take off. I definitely see him running for president, or trying to run for president again. The Forward Party doesn't really resonate with me. I'm not really feeling anything to that, so I don't know if that party will be successful. But I definitely see Andrew Yang coming back into the forefront in about a decade's time. It could even be a senator, or I definitely see a political run, but maybe it is a senator or a governor, something like that. I had one other question, but I can't find it on here. Okay, this was it. Paula Fuller asks, this will be my last question that I answer that you submitted. I'm going to throw a card because I'm feeling pulled to check on what's going on with Donald Trump right now, and then that will probably be it for today's video. But my last question is, with all the seismic activity and volcano eruptions globally, do you see the East Coast getting hit by a mega tsunami? I'm not feeling a mega tsunami or anything that's gonna totally flood the whole eastern coast, definitely not. I do feel a tsunami in the next couple of years though. It's not too far off, but it's far enough away. It's not this year, I don't feel. And it feels like it might be in the Indian Ocean again, like that other one that was really bad. I do definitely see a lot of flooding along the eastern coast because of all the storms that we've been getting. And they've just been intensifying year after year. So I think that's what I'm seeing. But when it comes to like a mega tsunami, I'm not feeling that. No. All right. So that is it for your questions, and thank you all so much for submitting them. Let me do a deep dive into Donald Trump's energy real quick and see what's going on with him. And then I'm gonna pull a card for the collective from a new deck that I just got, so. All right. God and my angels and spirit guides, what can you share with me about Donald Trump right now? Oh, he is very angry and scared about this January 6th commission. He knows it's not going to be good for him. What's going on around Donald Trump's energy right now? I have cards flying everywhere. Isn't that funny? It makes my stomach queasy tapping into his energy. I don't know if he has stomach issues right now, but. All right, Spirit, what can you share with me about Donald Trump's energy right now? That's interesting. All right. Well, I did have a few cards that wanted to fly out beforehand, and I think it's really interesting. He got the Ten of Pentacles reversed, which is not good finances. His finances are upside down. The family money is upside down. Yeah, I feel him definitely losing a lot of money, and so is his family with this. He's still in that emperor mentality where he wants to be a tyrant. He still thinks he has a lot of that power and authority. And then justice is coming for him. So definitely expect to see a lot of legal issues coming up for him very soon. I'm feeling December into next year. Maybe, and I feel a lot of stuff will be leaked and that we'll know of beforehand. And then of course the High Priestess wanted to come out, fly out as well. So there's a lot of, it doesn't take a psychic to say this, but there's a lot of things hidden that he's trying to keep hush-hush right now. Right now he's feeling really tired and really battle-weary. He's had so many attacks from every side on him that he's just very tired. There might be something that he still has planned, though, that gives him hope. I get the Knight of Pentacles above him, so that's really stagnant financial energy, him losing money, it's being really bored and unmotivated. But at the root of the reading, I get the Page of Swords, so there is something coming out very soon. Some kind of information. Could be a whistleblower, could be another one of these books that people have been writing that were from his administration. Something big is coming out. So Queen of Pentacles from his past. So there's a woman in his past that he's worried about. Kind of feels like Pelosi energy to me. Maybe Pelosi knows something that she hasn't came forward and said yet. And whatever this plan that he has going on right now that's giving him hope is not going to work out. I get the Magician reversed. So there is, he's not able to manifest what he wants. And with the Magician reverse, it's also somebody that's like the master manipulator. And but I think whatever his plan is not going to, it's not going to be able to work out being upside down like that. So yeah, expect a lot of new little things to drop. I'm feeling October, middle of October is going to be a big month for him. I feel it kind of settling down in November, and then December is going to be huge. December, January, February, March, there's going to be a lot that comes out, and he's not going to be very happy. He also doesn't feel like he's in good health right now either. Like I said, I was feeling queasy and getting stomach pains tapping into his energy, so. All right, now let me pull a card from the collective. And let's just see what message Spirit has for all of us today. And I just got this deck last week, and I really love it. It has really pretty messages with it, so. It's, I think, postcard from Spirit. I don't have my box up here. What message do you have for all of us, Spirit? All right, let's see. This is the outside of it, and then the inside's a little postcard message. So the message for all of us today is, Dearest Gio, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave, and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved, and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of Spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world, interact with it, and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life, if you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were the truth. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or nervous, chaotic, or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you are the luckiest person on the planet. You will be, for you already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. Loving you so much, rainbows explode in the ether. Well, that's a beautiful message. So yes, manifest the life that you want. Don't think about the things that you don't have. Just already think that you have everything that you want and have gratitude for everything. All right, everyone. Well, it's always so much fun to do this weekly reading for you. If anybody's interested in reaching out or in a private reading, you can email me at kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com, which I'll include in the description box of this video. Also, please like, share, subscribe. Like I said, I'm really trying to get my subscriber count up, and I would really greatly appreciate that. And yeah, it's always fun. I'll see you all real soon, and until next time, take care, friends.